Why, hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video of mine. We have another speed build today that I am super excited about. This is like one of my most proud builds. I'm ready for everybody to see it and to enjoy it. To start off, I'm going to introduce myself because I realized I forgot to do that on my last video. So my name is Ashley. I like to play Sims. I also really like Minecraft and we'll have some Minecraft videos up in the future, and Among Us. My family and I play a lot of Among Us together. I also have a dog named Thor and a cat named Loki that are in my profile picture, and a husband named Jacob who is also in my profile picture. They are my whole family. They are my world. I love them very much. Before we start today's video, I do want to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with the Dream Home Decorator series. Right now, I don't have the recording software that I need to play the game and record the game at the same time with my voice audio. I do have a software picked out to use. I just don't have the money to purchase it at the moment, but I will very soon. So I'm not going to be recording and playing at the same time in like a live setting. So we aren't going to do that playthrough for a little bit. So we've just got a few more speed builds to get through until I can afford that software. So it'll be okay. But if you do have any recommendations of free software online where you can record game and voice at the same time, I would love to see that recommendation. All right, let's go ahead and get into the build. Alrighty, so we are starting out in Brindleton Bay today. I am so excited for this. My sister and I both wanted to renovate a build together because we like to do the same builds at the same time. So we chose Salty Paws Saloon to renovate here in Brindleton Bay. The version that comes with the game is interesting. It's got it going on. It's really got some interesting stuff going on. Whoever built it, wow, the roof work, wow, it's a lot. There are two grills in the back, which I think is interesting. Many fishnets on the side of the building. They tried to do this cute window to outside thing. There were a lot of attempts here. There was a lot of effort made. I just don't think it was super successful. This is a bar lot type right now, and we will be turning this into a restaurant just because I thought a seafood restaurant would be way more fun than a seafood bar. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I did notice they had some handicap bathrooms in here, maybe. I mean, the door's not handicapped, but the wider bathroom felt a little handicap bathroom to me. I enjoyed that. I thought that was a nice touch. But otherwise, this was a bulldoze for me. I did not enjoy any of it. My sister and I both tried to go through and like demolish some things and maybe do a remodel, but the way the roof was and the way the shape of the building was, it was a bulldoze. So I threw this like barn like structure onto the ground. This was my first attempt at a shape, and I really liked it straight off the bat. I went through every wood tone that we have in the entire game trying to find a wood closest to this dock one. You would think it would make sense to just give us that wood, but I guess that wasn't the case. Here you'll see me messing around with some windows, and I wanted to use the cats and dogs stuff, obviously, because we're in Brindleton Bay. So I tried to limit to cats and dog stuff in some places. You'll see that. But I also did use a lot of other packs. You'll see I have multiple white windows on this build, and I'm just kind of using that as a base for now. I'm not really sure if I want to keep the white. I do go in and lay in these indoor outdoor thingies that came with the pack for the windows, and I think these are so cool, but I think they're really hard to use, especially because we don't have an archway that's the same height or build as any of them. So what I ended up doing is just taking out the wall entirely, and then that makes it an outdoor space. So it's going to have the same outdoor lighting as everything else, which is not exactly what I want, but it would make sense because an outdoor space at a restaurant is in fact going to be outdoor. I didn't like any of these cats and dog doors, so I ended up thinking about doing an eco living one. I was like, ooh, let's do a shipping container build maybe. But I ended up going with this seasons one, and I think that ended up looking really nice. I like the way that it blends with the indoor outdoor window thingies. I thought about doing a lot more of them because I thought, it's a seafood restaurant. It's going to be on the ocean, on the dock. Everybody wants to be experiencing that. But I went ahead and just left the outdoorness for the section over there so that if you did want to be outside, you might get the chance of being sat there. I do end up putting a really big table out there, so I would recommend coming with a large party so that you can get that big table. You'll see I go in and start thinking about picking a sign. This took me a while, especially because I knew there was a crab somewhere in the game, but I did not know how or in what manner. So I was just looking at sign at this point, and I ended up picking a get together like pub sign that disappears eventually. I never deleted it, but somehow it's not on the build anymore. So I don't know what happened to it. I thought the white windows and everything were looking really pristine. So I went through and I put this Sulani or Island Living wallpaper on everything. And I think that kind of made everything look a little bit more run down. The water has had its wear and tear. There's a lot of weather going on at the beach. So this is a very weathered building. And then I started going to look to put a layout into this, which took me quite a bit. So while I figure that out, I do want to talk about my new job and just kind of everything that's going on with that. I just recently got a new job, and by the time that I interviewed and got the job and everything, they told me, okay, we want you to start in 2 weeks. So that was fine by me. I've vacationed for 2 weeks, enjoyed my time, and knew that it would be my last free time that I would have to myself before my job, and all was good with that. So I was supposed to start my job this Monday. Today is Wednesday. And I go into work and I'm there. We do the morning meeting and I'm ready to start learning. I'm ready to dive right in. And my manager tells me that my background check hasn't come back yet, so I can't work yet, and sends me home. So, which is fine. Like, things happen. So I was fine with it, but I was also like, damn, what a waste of an outfit. Like, now I can't wear that outfit for another 2 weeks, and I only got to wear it for 30 minutes. It was very disappointing. So that was Monday. And then Tuesday happened, and now Wednesday has happened. And I'm just kind of like, can I work yet? I was kind of expecting to have this paycheck, and I've already spent this money. Like, I need to be working. So I just really hope that everything goes well with that and that I can start working at some point, because I would really like to be doing the job. I just can't right now. But it's given me a lot of time to make some Sims videos, which has been exciting for me. Sims is a hobby that I really enjoy, that I don't feel like I share with a lot of people, and I want to share it with more people and have more people see it. So it's nice to be able to put something out, and it's nice to be able to show people what I like doing, like building bathrooms. Building bathrooms is a great example. You'll see with this one, I had quite a funky shape to deal with getting more than one toilet in. I wanted to use those stalls, but they're so big that you can't get them into such a little bathroom. And I didn't want it to be just one toilet, because lots need toilets. So I ended up doing this really strange split toilet sink situation, and it ended up having enough room for a shower head. So I thought, sure, we'll throw in a shower with it. Why not? Shower at the seafood shack. It'll be fun. So that's what I went with originally for the bathroom. It will change, which I think is a very good thing. This is definitely just a first draft. And the reason it changes is because of these stoves right here. I knew I wanted the one going out the window. That was a requirement. I needed to have the waitresses be able to come up to the window and get the food while they're behind the bar and everything. Like, that was just very necessary. So I expanded the wall out again, and got extra room for those line cook machines and had the chance to reconfigure the bathroom. So we made it a little bit more traditional Sims bathroom. There's still a bunch of tiny separate rooms instead of the stalls, but that makes it so that we can get 3 toilets in here instead of 2. And that's best for everybody. It is a gender neutral bathroom because Sims is a utopia and there's no need for gendered bathrooms in a utopia. Anyways, there's no need for gendered bathrooms in general, but I chose the dark bar from Cottage Living to go in here, and I think it looks really nice with these rustic tables. I found a brand new chair that was in the game that I didn't notice. It must have been from a Sims delivery. I wish they would mark those because it was a very cool chair, and I had no idea it was even in the game because no notification for Sims delivery. But I did end up choosing these chairs that were built by a CC creator. I forget the name, but I think it's really cool that these are in the game, and it's really cool that they have a little banner on it to show that it was a CC creator that made it. I appreciate them marking things like that. Please mark the Sims delivery. You'll see the large table go outside, and then I was just decorating the tables a little bit. Tried to throw a little ketchup and mustard on there maybe, but it wasn't quite fitting right. So I ended up just going with a very nautical lantern that I think matched the vibe really well. And then the big table did get a flower as well, so that's very special for them that they got to do that. Then I started thinking about this upstairs space and what we're going to do with that. I thought a bedroom would be the best way to go because we don't have the showers anymore and we need somewhere to woohoo. So we got the bedroom up there. Of course, you can also use it if your sim needs to spend the night. Maybe they own the restaurant and they're pulling an all-nighter here. It happens, you know, we're all very committed to work. We're all very committed to our jobs. At least in Sims we are. I don't know so much about real life and having to live under the capitalist boot, but it's fun in Sims. So yeah, I wrap up this bedroom and get that going and finally find this crab thing that I was looking for. It was a wall sticker and I was so excited about it. I threw one inside too and then tried to find a cute font to go with this. I had Jacob on Discord at this point and I was showing him all the different fonts because he's a graphic designer and I knew he could pick the right one to go with the sign. Speaking of Jacob, we did have a very fun weekend this past weekend. It was my brother's birthday who did pass. So we went and celebrated his birthday, which is always a sad day. And we went to the lake and it was so pretty and sunny outside. And there were so many people swimming at the lake. The beach was packed and it was just great to be in like an open natural environment. There were other people there. Like that's something that COVID took away from us, is just being like out there with people. So it was great to be surrounded by all those people. And we played a game that his Jitto used to play with him, his grandpa. And I asked Jacob what the name was for the video, but I forgot it. It's like onesie twosie or like Unsy Toozy or something like that. It's something like that. It's so fun. I would highly recommend. I'll have to ask Jacob more about it. But it was just a great weekend getting to just reflect and see nature. And it was a day that the Sunday would normally give me like the Sunday scaries and make me nervous for the week. But it was actually just not scary. And it was nice not to be on my phone for like 6 hours. It was great. That's something that doesn't happen a lot with the existence of TikTok. But I just really enjoyed that weekend and I enjoyed that time with Jacob. And I think that made me feel more inspired as well. Like coming into this build, I was just so excited and had a lot of juices churning. I wanted to get that brick wall in there and have something exposed and get a lot of texture in there. And it actually inspired me to change the wood in here to the rundown Solani wood, the island living wood. I think it gives it a little bit more character. And after I did all of this, I was like, cool, I'm digging it. But the walls are white and they need something. Like they need something. This needs to be the classic place that you want to go with your family and the place that you're going to tell your kids about someday. Like what is going to give this place the edge? And I thought about somewhere that had the edge for me growing up, which was Red Robin, the classic family restaurant that I enjoyed immensely as a child due to the fact that there were pictures all over the walls. They're different now. They like limited the pictures to certain areas, which is fun and trendy, but there was nothing like the thousands of dusty frames at Red Robin. And I was inspired by that and I wanted to put that into this build. So I just coat the walls in photos. I had to size a lot of them down, but most of them sized down really well anyways. So it worked really well. And I just feel like there's so much to look at on these walls and you could go through and pick out each photo and what a special photo it is. So I just think that it was a really fun idea and it brought this place the little edge that it needed to be, the Salty Paws Saloon. Like what is gonna give it that differentness to be somewhere that you want to go to get your crab at. So I did find these Brindleton Bay photos too that I really like. That ship one was the first one that I saw. And then I noticed that they have tons of swatches for that photo and they're all really good. Like you could make a whole museum idol out of all those photos. And I did not know that any of them even existed. So I was very glad to use those up here. Up here is the more expensive photo area. So if you're going to rob one place in your Sims world, make it be this one. I will be uploading this to the gallery so that you can access this and play in it. I'll leave instructions in the description down below so that you can do that if that's something that you're interested in. I did play test this and it works really well. The only issues are, it works really well, but the only issues are that right in the front where I end up putting the waiter station does get quite crowded. So you may have to wait a moment for the other people to be sat in order to get seated at your table. And then also there is some pathing issues with the bar and the circular table of 4. You can't path in between them. So the chefs and stuff like that end up going around the other side of the bar. It's all livable. You can come here and be served a meal. And that is what's important to me. It just might be a little glitchy. But I don't believe that's my fault. I believe that's the creator's fault. And that's a whole nother conversation to have. I go through and I change the lights in here and I'm getting everything cleaned up. And now it is starting to look like somewhere you want to be. I was so inspired building this build, and I have been super inspired in building games in general. I've also been playing a lot of Minecraft lately, and I have completely expanded this city area that I'm building. So I really want to show everybody that as well. Once I have that new software where I can play the game and record it at the same time, we'll be hopping into some Minecraft and I'll show you guys what I've been working on. But I was very inspired by the swamp and the mangrove trees and everything. So I hope you guys enjoy that as well. That'll be something to look forward to in some future videos. But yeah, the Sims build is coming together very nicely. We've been going through the catalog for the entire pack just to make sure that we can get some extra pack items in there and some nice decor. I loved putting that fishnet and that crab sign up. I thought those were both so cute. And I also liked getting in just a couple other decorations. It does, these barrels I do end up putting behind the bar, and they do work still there with the waiters picking up their food from that window. So that is still a functional thing going on, and I thought it was so cute. So yeah, that is the entirety of the build. I am now going to hop into the game and play test it so we can do the full tour once I get that shipping wheel placed and everything wrapped up. The character that we are today, this is my actress character. She lives in the Bailey Moon Manor because she married one of the brothers, but she's going to be leaving him soon anyways. It's not a big deal. But I brought her here to go ahead and request a table and get sat for us today, get wined and dined for us so that we could check out how the build was working. I did have to wait a little bit for all the other Sims to get sat, so I ended up getting sat outside at the picnic table. I have been sat at this picnic table twice now, and it makes me feel so sad. I want to be sat inside where all the fun and the ambiance is. Like, what's the point of sitting out here? But I have been sat out here both times that I've play tested this lot, so I don't know what to tell you. I thought the tables looked nice and matched the tables that are lower on the dock, and I'm not changing it now. So here's a tour of the inside with all of it finished. The chandelier didn't load in while I was doing this, but the pictures did, so I was just happy about that. But I think it's all looking really nice. Like, the pictures are shiny and they catch the eye, and there's just so much going on, and I think it's looking like everybody's having a lot of fun. The bathrooms are clean and classic Sims bathrooms, and then the outdoor area too. Maybe not the best day to sit outside, but it definitely is a beautiful spot to sit. I did put a little mood board up in the kitchen so that the employee of the month and everything like that could be up there, the daily goals and stuff like that. But that is the entirety of the build. I am so glad you guys tuned in to watch this video, and if you're here at this point, I'm glad you have stayed. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you're excited for some future videos that we have coming up. I promise the builds will just keep getting better. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye.